Adaptive music enhances emotional engagement. Dynamic soundtracks adjust in real time based on gameplay, aligning with a player's actions and environment. This adaptability helps heighten emotional immersion, making moments of tension, excitement, or tranquility feel more impactful. Real-time changes reflect gameplay events. In games with dynamic soundtracks, the music shifts to reflect the current state of the game, such as combat or exploration. These changes provide immediate feedback to players, enhancing their sense of involvement in the game world. Increased atmosphere and world building. A dynamic soundtrack can significantly contribute to the game's atmosphere, creating a vivid world for players to explore. Whether through ambient sounds or intense orchestrations, music shapes the environment and deepens players' immersion. Heightening player focus and intensity. When music changes based on in-game actions, such as an approaching enemy or a key event, it amplifies the player's focus and intensity. This real-time response keeps players engaged and heightens their anticipation of what's to come. Emotional connection to narrative. Dynamic soundtracks help reinforce the emotional tone of the game's story. Whether it's a triumphant moment or a tragic loss, the music intensifies the emotional impact, making players feel more connected to the narrative. Interactive feedback through music. Some games use dynamic music to provide players with subtle feedback about their choices or progress. For example, achieving certain milestones or completing objectives might trigger a shift in the soundtrack, signaling a sense of accomplishment or progression. Enhancing combat and action sequences. In fast-paced or combat-heavy games, dynamic soundtracks can sync with gameplay mechanics, making action sequences feel more exciting. The rhythm and tempo of the music can push players to act quicker and more decisively during critical moments. Cues for exploration and discovery. In games that encourage exploration, the soundtrack can guide players to discover new areas or objectives. For example, music that gradually becomes more complex as players approach an important location helps direct attention to key parts of the game world. Subtle immersion and distraction. Dynamic soundtracks also play a role in subtly distracting players, allowing them to lose themselves in the game. As music shifts in intensity or tone, it creates a seamless experience that blends effortlessly with the action, making it difficult for players to break out of the immersive experience. Replayability and fresh experiences. With a dynamic soundtrack, the same game can feel fresh each time it is played. As music evolves based on player behavior, it ensures that no two playthroughs are exactly the same, giving players a new and immersive experience each time they return.